Have you ever wondered what a simple, fragrant spice sitting quietly in your kitchen could be doing for your body every single day? Most people use cloves to add aroma to their faux broth, flavor their teas, or as a hint of spice in baked treats. But what if I told you that this humble spice, clove, has a hidden world of healing properties that science is just beginning to appreciate? And more importantly, what if one small cup of clove tea a day could transform your health from the inside out, improving your digestion, your energy, even your immune system? My name is Dr. Hui, and after 30 years of practicing traditional medicine and working closely with patients in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, I can say with confidence, nature often gives us the simplest solutions, hiding in plain sight. In today's video, we're going to explore the 9 most surprising benefits of clove tea, especially when consumed daily. And yes, the 9th benefit is the most incredible of all, something that could change how you think about natural health forever. I'll also show you exactly how to make this powerful tea at home, and at the very end, I'll share one important warning that you absolutely must know before you make clove a daily habit. So please watch this to the very last minute. Your health deserves that much. Before we dive into these 9 healing powers, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I had a patient, Mr. Tan, a retired construction worker in his late 60s. He had chronic joint pain, high blood pressure, and often caught colds that lingered for weeks. Nothing too alarming, but he felt tired and old, as he put it. His daughter had been reading about traditional herbal teas and suggested he try adding clove tea to his morning routine. Skeptical at first, Mr. Tan gave it a shot. After 3 months, he came back for his regular checkup, and I nearly didn't recognize him. His posture was better, his inflammation had decreased, and his energy was higher. Was it just the tea? Of course not. But was it a major piece of his improvement? Absolutely. That's when I realized clove isn't just a spice. It's a natural tool for healing, especially for people over 50 who want to stay strong, sharp, and active without relying on medications that often come with side effects. Now, let's talk about what makes clove tea so effective. The secret lies in a powerful compound called Eugenol, which makes up 70 to 90% of clove's essential oil. Eugenol is a natural antioxidant and anti-inflammatory agent that has been studied for its ability to support digestion, kill harmful bacteria, improve blood circulation, and even fight certain types of cancer cells in lab tests. Clove also contains other helpful nutrients like vitamin K, vitamin E, magnesium, and small amounts of manganese. That's why in countries like India and Indonesia, where clove trees grow natively, this spice has been used for centuries not only as a flavor enhancer, but as a core element in traditional healing practices. In Vietnam, we often underestimate the power of these daily herbal routines. We know about ginger, turmeric, green tea, but clove? It's less common, even though it's just as powerful. Clove tea is incredibly simple to prepare, yet its effects can be profound when taken regularly. And unlike expensive supplements or complicated regimens, this is something any elder in Vietnam can adopt, right from the kitchen shelf. The first benefit we'll explore shortly is one that many Vietnamese worry about: weight gain after 50. As our metabolism slows and our activity level changes, shedding extra weight becomes harder. Clove contains compounds that can naturally help boost metabolism and support fat breakdown, especially when consumed consistently. The second benefit might surprise many: improved sexual health. Yes, for older adults, especially men, issues like low libido and poor circulation are common, but few realize that natural ingredients like clove may gently support hormone balance and blood flow. In fact, some studies, even on diabetic patients, have shown promising results in this area. And no, we're not making wild claims. We're talking about small daily habits that work with your body, not against it. But there's more. Clove has been used historically to relieve toothaches, thanks to its natural anesthetic and antibacterial properties. A warm rinse of clove tea can help ease oral pain and inflammation, something especially valuable for older adults dealing with gum issues or dental sensitivity. On the skin, clove has antiseptic effects that help with acne scars and skin infections. And during the cold season, clove's combination of vitamin C, antioxidants, and warming properties can help relieve sore throats, coughs, and sinus problems. For those of us over 50 who find that colds linger longer than they used to, clove tea could become a reliable friend. Another benefit we'll cover soon is how clove tea helps reduce chronic stress. Stress, as we know, is one of the silent killers, raising blood pressure, disturbing sleep, weakening the immune system. Clove contains minerals like manganese, which help regulate brain signals and reduce anxiety. Its calming properties may help you feel more focused and emotionally stable. Then, we'll discuss how clove reduces inflammation, one of the root causes of arthritis, high cholesterol, and even cancer. The combination of eugenol and antioxidants work to cool down inflammation quietly, from within. If you've ever dealt with fevers, low immunity, or slow recovery from illness, you'll also want to hear about how clove tea can support immune health and help your body bounce back faster. And finally, the ninth benefit, the one I hinted at earlier, is nothing short of astonishing. Recent studies have shown that eugenol may have anti-cancer effects in controlled lab conditions, including reducing the growth of cancer cells, limiting their ability to spread, and even triggering apoptosis or cell death in certain types of tumors. While this doesn't mean clove tea is a cure, it does highlight the incredible natural intelligence packed into this spice. Of course, as with any herbal remedy, dosage matters. At the end of this video, I'll tell you how to prepare clove tea properly, including the safest amount to drink per day, and I'll share a serious warning about what could happen if you overdo it. As we always say in medicine, the difference between a remedy and a poison is the dose. So if you're someone in your 50s, 60s, or even 70s looking for a small, daily habit that brings calm, energy, better digestion, and immune support, don't overlook the power of clove tea. This is not just about fighting illness, it's about feeling alive again. Get ready, because what you're about to learn could very well change your daily routine and your life. If I told you that one of the most overlooked healing ingredients for people over 50 is already sitting quietly in your kitchen, would you believe me? Most people think of clove, yes, that small, dark, aromatic spice, as just something for soup broths or maybe the occasional festive tea. But clove, especially in the form of clove tea, holds an ancient secret that many cultures have treasured for centuries, and modern science is only now beginning to fully understand. Let me take you on a short journey, not through complicated medical journals, but through real life, the kind you and I live every day. Back when I was still practicing in the small town of Dalat, I met an elderly couple who changed how I viewed the power of simple herbs. Mr. and Mrs. June, both in their 70s, came in one rainy afternoon for their usual health checkups. But something about them had changed. More energy in their walk, clearer skin, sharper minds. I asked what they had been doing differently. Their answer? Chaden hung moi sang bacioi, mot tach thoi ma kohan ra. They had been drinking one small cup of clove tea every morning for the past 3 months, on the recommendation of their daughter, who had read about its benefits online. Curious, I started researching more deeply, and what I found was both fascinating and hopeful. Clove, known scientifically as Syzygium aromaticum, is no ordinary spice. In traditional Vietnamese and Chinese medicine, it has long been used to warm the body, improve digestion, ease pain, and even support respiratory health. But beyond these traditional beliefs, modern studies have confirmed that clove is rich in a compound called eugenol, a powerful natural antioxidant and anti-inflammatory agent. Eugenol accounts for up to 90% of clove's essential oil and is the real hero behind many of its healing properties. This compound helps fight oxidative stress, reduces harmful inflammation, and supports the body in defending against chronic conditions that often creep in as we age. You see, when we reach our 50s, our bodies start sending subtle messages. Joint stiffness that wasn't there before, occasional forgetfulness, more frequent colds, harder time managing weight. What we often overlook is that these signs are connected by a single root cause: inflammation and oxidative damage. And this is precisely where clove tea begins to work its quiet magic. The natural compounds in clove support the body's detoxification process, clear inflammation, and strengthen immunity, gently but consistently, just like water carving stone over time. What makes clove tea especially appealing for older adults is its simplicity. No pills, no injections, no complicated rituals. Just a warm cup in the morning, made from something you can buy in any market. And the aroma, deep, earthy, slightly sweet, has a comforting quality that soothes not only the body but the mind as well. Now, you might be thinking, if it's so powerful, why don't doctors prescribe it? The truth is, most modern medical systems focus on treating symptoms, not restoring balance. Clove doesn't act like a painkiller or a sleeping pill. It doesn't bring quick relief in 10 minutes. But over time, it supports the systems of the body: circulatory, digestive, respiratory, and immune. That's the kind of healing we often forget to value until we've tried everything else. Another beauty of clove tea is its affordability. For our elderly in Vietnam who live on a tight pension or limited income, it's important to have natural solutions that don't cost a fortune. Clove tea provides that: accessible, effective, and rooted in tradition. It's not some foreign superfood. It's something our ancestors used long before modern medicine arrived. But I also want to be clear. Clove tea is not a miracle potion. It's not going to replace your medication for high blood pressure overnight or cure serious disease on its own. What it does do is support your body's own healing intelligence. It complements your health routine and, over time, can help reduce reliance on heavier treatments. And for those who are still healthy but want to stay that way, this little tea might just become your favorite daily ritual. As we begin this 15-part journey together, I'll be sharing everything I've learned, not just from books, but from real people, real lives, and real results. In each chapter, we'll go deeper into specific benefits: weight management, libido, joint health, immunity, and more. You'll learn how and why this simple tea can help with common concerns for people over 50. And by the end, you'll know not just how to prepare clove tea properly, but how to use it wisely, with joy, not fear. So, the next time you pass by a jar of cloves in your kitchen, don't see it as just a spice. See it as a key to energy, balance, and graceful aging. Clove tea is not a trend. It's a timeless remedy whose time has come again. Now that you understand clove's quiet power, let's open the door to what makes it so effective at a deeper level. Every healing herb has what we call an active component, the part that interacts with our body and triggers change. In clove, that compound is called eugenol. And let me tell you, eugenol isn't just another plant oil. It's one of the most studied and respected natural compounds in both traditional medicine and modern pharmacology. If you're over 50, your body is more sensitive to inflammation, stress, fatigue, and immune decline. Eugenol directly helps address these root causes, gently, daily, and without disrupting the body's natural rhythm. Let's picture your body as a busy city. Over time, pollution builds up, both from the outside: food, toxins, chemicals, and from the inside: stress, inflammation, aging cells. Eugenol is like the quiet street sweeper at night, moving through the system and clearing away what no longer serves you. It does this by neutralizing something we call free radicals, unstable molecules that damage your cells and accelerate aging. These free radicals are one of the leading causes of chronic diseases such as arthritis, heart disease, and even cancer. That's why eugenol, as an antioxidant, is so valuable. It helps protect your cells from breakdown and supports their repair, especially in organs like the liver, heart, and brain. And that's not all. Eugenol also has strong anti-inflammatory properties. When you're young, your body handles inflammation like a breeze. Twist your ankle, swells, heals, and you're back on your feet. But as we age, inflammation becomes chronic. It doesn't turn off. It lingers in the joints, gut, skin, and even the brain. That's why many people over 50 suffer from joint pain, digestive issues, or even brain fog. Eugenol works by calming this constant inflammatory state. It lowers the body's inflammatory markers and soothes internal irritation without the harsh side effects of synthetic drugs like NSAIDs or steroids. I remember a dear friend of mine, Ms. Lon, who had struggled with arthritis for over 15 years. She was tired of taking painkillers that upset her stomach. So we introduced clove tea to her morning and evening routine, just one small cup at each end of the day. After about 6 weeks, her hands, usually swollen by noon, started to feel lighter. She could garden again. The inflammation didn't vanish completely, but the daily discomfort was reduced, and more importantly, she regained control of her routine. She once told me it doesn't feel like medicine. It feels like comfort. Now let's talk about how clove and eugenol support your immune system. When the immune system is strong, you recover from colds faster, your wounds heal quickly, and you're more resistant to infections. When it's weak, every small flu becomes a big deal. Eugenol boosts your body's natural defenses by stimulating immune cells and enhancing the body's ability to destroy harmful bacteria and viruses. This is one reason why clove has been used for generations to treat everything from tooth infections to digestive parasites. If you've ever heard your grandmother say Ngam Din Hung Tri Dao Rang, now you know. She was right. Modern science supports this wisdom. Eugenol also has mild anesthetic and antimicrobial properties. That means it can reduce pain directly and kill off microbes that cause gum infections, stomach upsets, and even some skin irritations. If you've ever had inflamed gums, you know how hard it is to eat, speak, or sleep. Just rinsing with cooled clove tea can help relieve that pain, thanks to eugenol's numbing effect and antibacterial strength. Another area where clove shines is circulation. As we grow older, blood circulation slows, especially in the hands, feet, and brain. This can lead to cold extremities, slow wound healing, or even memory issues. Eugenol helps improve blood flow by mildly relaxing the blood vessels and reducing internal pressure. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reach your organs, especially your heart and brain. And here's something especially important for those watching their cholesterol. Eugenol may help lower bad LDL cholesterol while preserving the good HDL cholesterol. This effect, combined with its antioxidant protection, supports heart health, something all of us should prioritize after 50. Just imagine, one warm cup of clove tea gently helping your heart pump cleaner blood, your mind stay sharper, and your joints stay lighter. Lastly, eugenol has shown promise in protecting the liver and kidneys. These organs work like filters, removing toxins from your blood. Over the decades, they carry a heavy load. But with gentle support from antioxidants like eugenol, they stay stronger, cleaner, and more efficient. Some animal studies have shown that low doses of eugenol can even prevent damage from common pollutants or certain medications. While we still need more human trials, the early results are incredibly hopeful. So when you drink clove tea, you're not just sipping a fragrant herbal beverage. You're giving your body a dose of one of nature's most powerful natural compounds. One that protects, soothes, heals, and energizes. It's like inviting a quiet healer into your home every morning. No side effects, no stress. Just a few minutes of warmth, flavor, and wellness. If you're someone in your 50s or 60s trying to live with more clarity, more strength, and less pain, think of clove tea as your daily reset button. Don't expect miracles overnight. But watch how your body thanks you slowly and steadily. Mid-roll insertion point. Suggested transition to break. Take a moment to breathe, maybe even stretch a little. In the next part, we'll explore one of the most common concerns for people over 50, weight gain, and how clove tea can play a surprising role in making that journey easier, gentler, and more sustainable. Don't go anywhere. What's coming next might be exactly what you've been looking for. If you're over 50, I'm sure you've noticed something frustrating. The same foods you used to enjoy without gaining weight now seem to stick to your waistline faster than ever. You eat less, walk more, but the scale barely moves. This isn't your imagination. It's a very real shift in how your metabolism works as you age. After 50, our bodies burn calories more slowly, store fat more easily, and break down muscle faster. But what if I told you that something as simple as a daily cup of clove tea might help reverse some of these effects? Not as a magic potion, but as a smart ally in your weight management journey. Clove tea supports weight loss through multiple gentle mechanisms. First, let's talk about metabolism. Eugenol, the primary compound in clove, has been shown in both animal and in vitro studies to boost metabolic activity by stimulating enzymes that help break down fat. This doesn't mean you'll burn 500 extra calories just by sipping tea, but it does mean your body becomes more efficient at converting food into energy, rather than storing it as fat. Think of it like turning up the flame on a stove. The same ingredients cook faster and cleaner. One of my patients, Mr. Bin, a retired school principal, came to me with a common complaint. I haven't changed my diet much, but I've gained nearly 7 kilograms in the past year, he said. He wasn't inactive, he walked daily, watched his rice portions, even cut back on sweets. But his digestion felt sluggish and he often felt bloated. We added clove tea to his morning routine, just 1 cup before breakfast. 3 months later, his weight was down by 3.5 kilograms, but more importantly, he felt lighter, had more regular digestion, and less bloating after meals. It wasn't just about burning fat, it was about resetting how his body processed food. Clove tea also supports weight management by curbing appetite naturally. One of the reasons we overeat, especially as we get older, is because our hormones become imbalanced. Leptin, which signals fullness, and ghrelin, which signals hunger, don't work as efficiently, especially when we're under chronic stress or lacking sleep. Eugenol has a mild regulatory effect on these hormones, helping you feel satisfied sooner and stay full longer. This makes it easier to avoid unnecessary snacking or second helpings without relying on willpower alone. But metabolism and appetite are just part of the story. One of the most underappreciated factors in weight gain is inflammation. Yes, inflammation, the same issue we associate with arthritis or heart disease, is also a key driver of fat accumulation, especially around the belly. Inflammatory chemicals make fat cells grow and make it harder for insulin to do its job, leading to insulin resistance, a common issue in adults over 50. Clove's anti-inflammatory properties help reduce this internal stress, making your body more responsive to insulin and less likely to store excess sugar as fat. You might be wondering, what about digestion? I've heard clove helps there too. Absolutely. Clove tea stimulates the production of digestive enzymes, the natural substances your stomach uses to break down protein, fats, and carbohydrates. As we age, our enzyme production declines, which can lead to slower digestion, gas, and fat retention. By boosting digestive enzyme activity, clove tea helps your body process food more completely, meaning less fat gets stored and more nutrients are absorbed. There's also the matter of detoxification. While I don't believe in extreme detox diets, I do believe the liver plays a key role in weight balance. When your liver is overloaded with toxins, from processed foods, medications, or alcohol, it doesn't process fats properly. Eugenol has been shown to support liver enzymes that help clear out toxins more efficiently. A clean liver is a more efficient liver, and that can reflect in a healthier body weight. Now, let's set realistic expectations. Clove tea is not going to undo a large plate of fried pork belly or cure decades of metabolic slowdown overnight. But what it will do is support your body gently and consistently, especially when paired with small, intentional changes like reduced sugar, more fiber, and 30 minutes of daily walking. In many cases, it's these small additions, not massive overhauls, that create lasting change. And let me emphasize one more thing. Clove tea helps most when it becomes a habit, not a temporary fix. Think of it as part of your daily health ritual, like brushing your teeth or stretching in the morning. The benefits build over time, and your body begins to respond in small but meaningful ways. You may notice your pants fitting more comfortably, your digestion improving, fewer cravings at night, a stronger sense of control over your eating patterns. If you'd like to enhance the weight support even more, you can combine clove tea with other gentle metabolic boosters like ginger, cinnamon, or a few drops of fresh lime. These combinations are delicious and provide additional antioxidant benefits. Just be sure to avoid adding sugar. Use a touch of raw honey if needed, or simply enjoy the tea as it is, slightly spicy, slightly sweet, and deeply comforting. For those watching blood sugar levels, especially diabetics, clove tea can also help stabilize glucose after meals. Some early research has shown that compounds in clove may mimic insulin in the body, helping cells absorb glucose more effectively. While it's not a substitute for medication, it is a supportive tool for better glycemic control, which indirectly supports weight loss too. In summary, clove tea supports weight management by boosting metabolism, reducing inflammation, improving digestion, curbing appetite, supporting liver detox, and potentially balancing blood sugar. All of these actions, though subtle on their own, add up to powerful long-term support for those of us navigating the natural weight changes that come with age. So, if you've been struggling with stubborn belly fat, fluctuating energy, or digestion that just doesn't feel right anymore, don't overlook this quiet ally. A single cup each day may help your body reset, gently and naturally. There's a quiet truth that many older adults carry but seldom speak about: changes in intimacy. After the age of 50, both men and women may begin to experience shifts in their sexual health. Less desire, slower response, or challenges with arousal. And for many, these changes are difficult to accept. Not because of vanity, but because intimacy is not just about physical connection. It's about closeness, vitality, and the joy of being fully alive. Today, I want to talk about something that can gently support this area of life: clove tea. Yes, it might surprise you, but clove, this small spice with a bold aroma, has been used for centuries as a natural tonic for vitality and libido, particularly in men. And modern research is beginning to catch up with what traditional medicine has long known. The key again lies in eugenol, but also in clove's ability to improve circulation, reduce stress, and support hormone balance, all of which play critical roles in healthy sexual function. Let's start with blood flow. A major reason men experience erectile difficulties after 50 is reduced circulation. Blood vessels become less flexible, arteries may narrow, and the heart has to work harder to move blood to all parts of the body, including the reproductive organs. Clove helps relax the blood vessels slightly and improves overall vascular function, allowing for better blood delivery where it's needed. This isn't an instant solution like medication, but with consistent use, many have found noticeable improvement in performance and stamina. There was a study in 2020 that examined the effects of eugenol on diabetic rats with erectile dysfunction. While animal studies don't always translate directly to humans, the findings were promising. The group given eugenol showed improved sexual behavior and hormonal balance. This suggests that eugenol has a regulatory effect on testosterone, the primary hormone responsible for male sexual function. Testosterone naturally declines with age, and low levels can lead to fatigue, low libido, and mood changes. Clove may help stimulate natural testosterone production, supporting not just sexual health, but overall vitality. But men aren't the only ones affected by the aging process. Women, too, experience hormonal shifts, especially during and after menopause, that can affect desire, comfort, and emotional closeness. One of the most beautiful aspects of clove is its adaptogenic nature. This means it doesn't force the body in one direction, but rather helps it return to balance. For women, clove may help reduce dryness, support circulation, and ease mild hormonal discomforts, all of which contribute to a healthier intimate life. Another major factor in declining intimacy is stress and fatigue. When we're overwhelmed, emotionally distant, or mentally drained, the body simply doesn't prioritize sex. It focuses on survival. Clove tea helps by supporting the nervous system, especially the part responsible for relaxation and emotional calm. Eugenol interacts with certain stress hormones in the brain, including cortisol, helping the body shift from a state of tension to one of ease. This calming effect naturally opens the door to intimacy, not through force, but through restoration. Let me tell you a gentle story. Mr. and Mrs. Min, a couple I've known for years, came to me not for illness, but for something harder to define. "We just don't feel close anymore," they said. "We're fine, we love each other, but the spark is gone." Instead of prescriptions, I suggested a shift in their evening routine, light stretching, soft music, and a shared cup of warm clove tea before bed. 3 months later, they came back smiling. "We don't know what it is, but something changed. We feel more connected." Was it just the tea? No, but the tea created a ritual, one that calmed the body, invited connection, and supported the physical systems that had been slowing down. Let's also talk about energy and stamina. Sexual vitality isn't just about desire, it's about having the energy to engage. Clove tea, rich in antioxidants, supports mitochondrial health, the tiny energy factories in your cells. More efficient mitochondria mean better overall energy levels, better endurance, and even improved mood. For older adults who often feel too tired, this subtle shift can be empowering. There's one more benefit worth mentioning: confidence. Knowing that you're taking care of your body, supporting circulation, hormones, and energy, often leads to a quiet boost in self-esteem. And confidence, as you may know, is one of the most attractive qualities at any age. Now, let's be responsible. Clove tea is not a replacement for hormone therapy or medications for erectile dysfunction. If you're struggling with deeper issues, it's important to consult your doctor. But for those who simply want to enhance their natural vitality, clove tea is a beautiful starting point, gentle, safe, and steeped in both tradition and science. The preparation is simple. Boil water, add 3 to 4 whole cloves or half a teaspoon of ground clove, steep for 5 to 7 minutes, and drink warm. Consistency is key. Drink it daily, preferably in the evening, and observe how your body responds over time. Some notice improved energy and intimacy within weeks. Others take longer. Every body is unique. As a gentle reminder, moderation is important. Clove is potent. 1 to 2 cups a day is plenty. Don't exceed that without medical guidance. As I always tell my patients, the goal is balance, not extremes. So whether you're a man seeking strength, a woman seeking balance, or a couple seeking connection, this small cup may help open doors, not just to better intimacy, but to a richer, more joyful life. At our age, love doesn't have to fade. It just needs a little tending. Sometimes a warm hand and a warm cup of clove tea is the perfect place to begin. Now that we've touched the heart of intimacy and connection, let's move on to something just as essential: relief from pain. In the next part, we'll explore how clove tea can be a natural remedy for toothaches and oral discomfort, especially for seniors with sensitive gums or dental issues. You won't want to miss this. As we grow older, certain discomforts start showing up more often, and one of the most nagging ones is tooth pain. a sharp twinge when sipping something cold, a dull ache when chewing, or that throbbing pressure near the gums. These are all signs that our teeth and gums are demanding more care. For seniors, especially those over 50, dental sensitivity becomes more common due to gum recession, worn enamel, or even the natural weakening of dental nerves. While modern dental care is essential, there's a powerful natural ally that has been used for centuries to ease oral discomfort, and that's clove. You see, long before we had numbing gels or pain relievers, our ancestors knew that clove could calm a sore tooth almost instantly. In fact, if you ask your grandparents, they might recall gently pressing a whole clove into the area of pain, and within minutes, feeling relief. That's because clove, especially its active component eugenol, has natural analgesic, pain-relieving, and antibacterial properties. Eugenol works by numbing the area where it's applied and reducing the bacteria that may be causing or worsening the pain. But why is this so valuable for older adults? As we age, our gums recede, exposing sensitive tooth roots. At the same time, our saliva production may decrease, especially if we take certain medications, which makes the mouth drier and more prone to bacterial buildup. This combination leads to an increased risk of cavities, inflammation, and infection. Drinking clove tea or using it as a mouth rinse helps soothe this inflammation and creates a cleaner oral environment, without the harsh chemicals found in many over-the-counter solutions. I remember one particular patient, Mrs. Hang, in her mid-60s, who suffered from recurring gum inflammation. She tried all sorts of special toothpastes and mouthwashes, but her gums stayed swollen and tender. I suggested she prepare a warm clove tea and use it as a mouth rinse twice a day, swishing it gently for 30 seconds after brushing. After just 1 week, she reported that the tenderness had reduced, and by the second week, her gums no longer bled when brushing. Of course, she still saw her dentist for regular cleanings, but the clove tea gave her a natural, effective way to manage daily discomfort. Now let's look at the science behind this. Eugenol is so effective that it's actually used in modern dental clinics as part of certain filling materials and antiseptic treatments. Dental surgeons often use it to calm the nerves in procedures involving temporary fillings or dry sockets after tooth extractions. Its ability to dull pain while also killing harmful microbes makes it a dual-action remedy, perfect for home use when waiting for a dental appointment or managing mild, chronic issues. Beyond pain relief, clove tea supports oral hygiene in general. Its antibacterial action helps reduce the bacterial load in the mouth, especially those responsible for plaque, gingivitis, and bad breath. And unlike alcohol-based mouthwashes that can dry out the mouth, clove tea is naturally hydrating and non-irritating. That's a huge advantage for older adults, especially those with sensitive gums or dentures. Let's also not forget how gum health affects overall health. Research now shows that poor oral health, particularly gum disease, is linked to systemic conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, and even memory decline. Why? Because chronic inflammation in the mouth allows harmful bacteria to enter the bloodstream and trigger inflammation in other parts of the body. So when you use clove tea to care for your gums, you're not just soothing pain. You're protecting your heart, your brain, and your long-term health. Now, how should you use it? Very simple. Prepare clove tea as usual, using 3 to 4 whole cloves or half a teaspoon of ground clove in a cup of boiling water. Let it steep for 5 to 7 minutes, then allow it to cool to a warm temperature. Swish it gently in your mouth for 20 to 30 seconds, making sure it touches the sore or sensitive areas. You can do this once or twice a day. And yes, you can also sip the tea slowly to enjoy its full body benefits. If you have a toothache in a specific spot, here's another traditional method. Soak a cotton ball in warm clove tea or dip it lightly in clove oil, dilute it with a bit of olive oil, then press it gently against the painful tooth. Hold it there for 10 to 15 minutes. It often brings quick relief while you wait to see a dentist. Just remember, Clove is not a substitute for proper dental care. If the pain persists, always consult your dentist. But as a first line of support, especially during late-night aches or weekend emergencies, clove can be incredibly helpful. For those with dentures or implants, clove tea also helps maintain gum integrity and reduces bacterial buildup that can cause bad breath or soreness under the plates. Swishing with clove tea after meals can be a gentle way to keep your mouth fresh and healthy. Let me also share a simple prevention tip. Brush your teeth as usual, but once or twice a week, dip your toothbrush lightly into powdered clove and brush gently over the gums. This strengthens gum tissue and gives your mouth an extra antibacterial boost, especially helpful during flu season or after eating lots of sweets. Clove tea's benefits extend beyond just the teeth. It nurtures the entire oral environment, from tongue to throat. For anyone over 50 who wants to maintain not just a beautiful smile, but also avoid the complications of poor oral health, this small habit can make a big difference. So if you've ever winced while biting into something cold, or struggled with bad breath despite good hygiene, or felt that dull pressure in your jaw, remember this. Sometimes the solution isn't a stronger toothpaste, but a wiser approach. And that approach might begin with a warm, fragrant cup of clove tea. As we age, the signs often appear first on our skin. Wrinkles deepen, age spots multiply, and the smooth, bright complexion of our younger years slowly fades. While some turn to expensive creams or cosmetic procedures, I often remind my patients that real skin health starts from within. What you eat, how you sleep, and how you support your body's natural healing processes matter far more than any external product. And one quiet yet powerful ally in this journey toward clearer, younger-looking skin is clove tea. Yes, clove tea, that warm, spicy drink we've been discussing for its pain-relieving and metabolic benefits, also happens to be a natural remedy for skin health. Clove's benefits for the skin begin with its potent antioxidant and antiseptic properties. Remember Eugenol, the key compound in clove? It doesn't just fight internal inflammation. It also combats the oxidative stress that breaks down collagen, triggers pigmentation, and weakens the skin's barrier. In simpler terms, clove helps your skin stay firm, clear, and protected from the inside out. One of the most visible skin issues people over 50 face is acne scars, age spots, or uneven pigmentation. While acne is usually thought of as a teenager's problem, many older adults, especially postmenopausal women or people with insulin resistance, experience breakouts well into their 50s and 60s. These often leave marks that are hard to treat. Clove tea can help in two ways. First, by detoxifying the liver and improving digestion, it reduces the internal imbalances that cause skin flare-ups. Second, its antiseptic compounds help purify the blood, reduce bacteria, and calm inflammation that shows up on the skin. Let me share the story of Mr. Hui, a 58-year-old chef who came to see me for help with chronic breakouts around his chin and jawline. He had tried creams and even antibiotics, but nothing seemed to work long-term. After some discussion, we decided to approach the problem from the inside out. He began drinking clove tea every morning and evening. Additionally, he would take the leftover tea pulp, the softened cloves from the pot, cool them, mash them lightly, and apply it as a mask to the affected areas twice a week. Within 6 weeks, his skin looked clearer, his inflammation had reduced, and he no longer felt embarrassed taking off his mask in the kitchen. This brings us to a unique benefit of clove tea: its dual use. Not only can you drink it, but you can also apply it topically to your skin. After brewing your tea, save the pulp, the leftover clove bits. Once cooled, they can be mixed with a touch of raw honey or yogurt and applied gently to the face as a detoxifying mask. This natural treatment helps draw out impurities, calm redness, and promote healing of scars and rough patches. It's especially useful for people with sensitive or mature skin, where chemical peels or harsh creams might do more harm than good. Beyond acne, many seniors face dry, flaky skin, especially during winter or after prolonged sun exposure. Clove tea contains vitamin E and natural oils that support skin hydration. While it's not an oil-rich drink, the act of drinking warm herbal tea supports hydration from the inside and helps the liver release toxins through the urine, rather than through the skin, which often causes rashes or dryness. A well-hydrated, well-supported liver means a glowing, smoother complexion. And what about fungal infections, such as athlete's foot or skin itchiness in humid weather? Clove has long been used in traditional medicine as a treatment for fungal skin conditions. Its antifungal properties, especially against Candida albicans and other skin fungi, make it an effective natural remedy. If you suffer from cracked heels, persistent foot odor, or itchy spots behind the knees or between the toes, soaking your feet in warm clove tea for 10 to 15 minutes can offer both relief and protection. Some of my patients even use cooled clove tea as a skin spray for underarms or back acne, natural, effective, and free from harsh chemicals. Let's also not forget the emotional side of skincare. When our skin looks clearer, we feel better. There's a quiet confidence that comes from seeing your reflection and feeling proud of how you've aged. It's not about looking young. It's about looking healthy, vibrant, and cared for. Clove tea doesn't promise porcelain skin, but it offers something far more valuable. Real, cellular support for skin that reflects inner balance. And this brings us to another layer of skin health: stress. Yes, stress affects your skin. High cortisol levels can trigger breakouts, slow healing, and make the skin look dull and tired. Clove tea helps calm the nervous system gently, reducing cortisol and supporting emotional balance, which in turn helps your skin look rested and vibrant. If you've ever noticed how a calm period in life gives you that glow, you'll understand what I mean. Here's a simple daily routine I recommend for anyone over 50 wanting to improve their skin with clove. Morning. Drink 1 cup of warm clove tea on an empty stomach to detoxify and support digestion. Evening. After cleansing, apply a soft cotton pad soaked in cooled clove tea to your face like a toner. Twice a week. Mix clove pulp with honey for a rejuvenating face mask. Optional. Foot soak or bath soak with brewed clove tea for fungal or dry skin care. These rituals are simple, natural, and gentle. No complicated products, no costly treatments, just daily care with intention. Of course, remember to test a small patch of skin before applying clove pulp or tea topically. Some people may have mild sensitivity, especially if they use too much or leave it on too long. Always dilute clove oil and avoid direct application without guidance. In the end, clove tea offers us a gift. Not perfection, but protection. Not artificial youth, but authentic radiance. For those of us navigating the natural changes that come with age, this small cup provides quiet confidence and real results. Take a short breath, refill your cup if you'd like, and stay with me. In the next part, we'll explore how this very same tea helps support your throat, lungs, and even fight off those annoying seasonal colds and coughs. Especially for older adults with weaker immunity, what's coming next is essential. When the seasons shift and the air turns colder, many of my older patients find themselves caught in a familiar cycle. Sore throat, persistent cough, runny nose, and that heavy feeling in the chest that just won't go away. And for those over 50, what used to be a mild cold in youth can turn into a stubborn respiratory issue that lingers for weeks. If you've experienced that, you're not alone. As we age, our immune system naturally weakens, our respiratory passages become more sensitive, and our body's response to infection can slow down. This is why natural, daily support becomes more important than ever, and this is exactly where clove tea shines. Let's begin with one of the most common complaints during cold season: the sore throat. That dry, scratchy, burning sensation that makes it hard to swallow, speak, or sleep. Clove tea acts as a gentle natural remedy for sore throats thanks to its powerful anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and mild anesthetic effects. The eugenol in clove soothes irritated throat tissue, numbs discomfort, and actively kills bacteria responsible for the infection. Many over-the-counter lozenges actually contain synthetic versions of what clove naturally provides, without the additives. One of my patients, Mr. Tan, a retired bus driver, used to suffer every winter from sore throats and dry coughs. He'd wake up in the middle of the night coughing, his throat burning. I recommended he drink 1 warm cup of clove tea before bed and gargle with it when he felt the first signs of irritation. Within 2 weeks, not only did his symptoms disappear, but the usual cold that would drag on for 10 days ended in just 4. But clove's benefits don't stop at the throat. It also supports the entire respiratory system, especially the lungs and nasal passages. Clove contains compounds that act as natural expectorants, helping the body loosen and expel mucus trapped in the chest and sinuses. This is especially helpful for people who suffer from chronic bronchitis, sinusitis, or seasonal allergies, where mucus buildup causes pressure, headaches, and fatigue. Drinking clove tea, or even inhaling its steam, can help clear those blockages and allow you to breathe more freely. For older adults, particularly those living in cooler or humid regions, mucus buildup in the lungs can be dangerous if left unaddressed. It creates an ideal environment for bacteria to grow, leading to chest infections or pneumonia. Clove helps keep the lungs clear by supporting natural detoxification, opening the airways, and gently stimulating circulation in the respiratory system. You might not feel a dramatic difference after 1 cup, but drink it daily through the colder months, and you'll likely notice fewer flare-ups, easier breathing, and faster recovery from minor colds. And let's not forget cough relief. Whether dry and irritating or wet and heavy, coughs can be exhausting, especially for people over 60, where constant coughing can lead to rib soreness, poor sleep, or even dizziness. Clove tea acts as a natural cough suppressant by reducing throat irritation and calming the cough reflex. Adding a spoonful of warm clove tea with raw honey can be especially effective. That's why prevention is just as important as treatment. Drinking clove tea regularly, especially during flu season, can help your body stay ahead of infection and give you the confidence to participate fully in life. If you're someone who already takes medications for asthma, sinus issues, or chronic respiratory conditions, don't stop them, but know that clove tea can be a supportive complementary remedy. It's not meant to replace your inhaler or antibiotics, but to work quietly in the background, easing inflammation, calming your airways, and strengthening your lungs day by day. Now, how to prepare it for maximum respiratory benefit? I recommend this simple method. Boil 1 cup of water. Add 3 to 4 whole cloves and a thin slice of ginger. Simmer for 5 minutes with the lid on. Strain, let it cool slightly, and drink warm. Optional. Add a teaspoon of raw honey if desired. You can also prepare a larger batch in the morning and sip it throughout the day, especially if you're already experiencing symptoms or recovering from a cold. For those who can't tolerate warm teas, cooled clove tea still provides benefits when used as a gargle or nasal rinse with proper dilution. To close this chapter, I want to remind you that your body is remarkably capable of healing, but it needs your partnership. 1 warm cup of clove tea each day is not just a beverage. It's an act of care. It tells your throat, your lungs, and your immune system, I see you. I'm here for you. Let's stay strong together. One of the most underestimated challenges of growing older is not physical but mental. I'm not just talking about memory or forgetfulness. I'm talking about the feeling of constant tension, racing thoughts, and the quiet exhaustion that comes from years of responsibilities, worries, and change. After 50, many of my patients tell me, "Doctor, I don't sleep well. My mind keeps running. I feel tired even when I'm doing nothing. This is chronic stress, the silent thief of health, and it's far more damaging than most people realize. The good news? Something as gentle as a cup of clove tea can begin to change that. Clove contains a remarkable compound we've already discussed, Eugenol. But what we haven't talked about yet is Eugenol's neurological impact. You see, Eugenol isn't just good for your heart or joints. It also interacts with key areas of the brain that regulate mood, sleep, and mental focus. It helps modulate cortisol, the stress hormone that, when elevated for too long, causes fatigue, belly fat, anxiety, high blood pressure, and even forgetfulness. For seniors, this is crucial because elevated cortisol makes aging faster and harder. When you drink clove tea, the eugenol acts like a gentle messenger to your nervous system. It calms the sympathetic response, that fight or flight mode many of us stay stuck in, and encourages a shift into the parasympathetic state, the rest and restore mode. This is the state where healing happens, where digestion improves, where the heart rate slows, and where clarity returns. In fact, many traditional remedies throughout Asia and the Middle East use clove as a calming tonic, especially for people under mental strain. One patient of mine, Mrs. Han, a 62-year-old widow, had suffered from anxiety since the loss of her husband. Although she had a supportive family, she couldn't sleep through the night and constantly felt restless. We added clove tea to her nightly routine, just one warm cup an hour before bedtime. Within a few weeks, her sleep improved, and by her next visit, she smiled and said, "It's not just the tea. It's the peace it brings with it. That's the beauty of clove. It nourishes not just the body, but the heart and mind." But let's go deeper. Clove is also rich in manganese, a trace mineral that plays a vital role in neural transmission. That means it helps your brain send and receive messages efficiently. When manganese levels are too low, people may feel mentally slow, foggy, or emotionally unstable. For seniors, especially those experiencing the early signs of cognitive decline or mood swings, clove tea provides gentle support. The combination of manganese and antioxidants in clove helps improve mental sharpness, focus, and even emotional resilience. Stress also affects your digestive health, and the brain-gut connection is well known in both modern and traditional medicine. When you're stressed, your digestion slows down, nutrient absorption is affected, and you may feel bloated, irregular, or lose your appetite. By reducing stress at the neurological level, clove tea also supports your digestive system, helping you feel more at ease after meals and less reactive to small changes in your routine. What makes clove different from medications for stress is that it doesn't sedate you. It doesn't make you sleepy or dull your senses. Instead, it provides a clear sense of calm alertness, what I call gentle focus. This makes it perfect for older adults who want to stay mentally sharp, especially in the morning or early evening when brain fog or fatigue tends to creep in. Now let's talk about mood. Chronic stress often leads to low-grade depression, especially in retirement years. You may feel unmotivated, disconnected, or emotionally flat. While clove tea isn't a treatment for clinical depression, its natural properties can help lift the mood gently, especially when combined with daily movement, sunlight, and connection. In traditional Vietnamese medicine, we call this harmonizing the tâm, the emotional heart. Even the ritual of preparing clove tea becomes a form of meditation. The scent of cloves, warm and grounding, signals the body to slow down. The process of boiling water, steeping the cloves, and sitting quietly to sip, these are powerful actions in a world that moves too fast. They remind your nervous system that you are safe, present, and cared for. If you're someone who feels anxious during travel, overwhelmed by crowds, or restless in the late hours of the night, I recommend trying this simple remedy. In the late afternoon or early evening, boil a cup of water. Add 3 to 4 whole cloves or half a teaspoon of ground clove. Let it steep for 5 to 7 minutes with the lid on. Strain, then inhale the steam gently before drinking. Optional. Add a slice of orange peel or cinnamon for a comforting aroma. Drink this slowly, in silence or with calming music. Over time, your nervous system will associate this ritual with peace, grounding, and clarity. Let me also share one more benefit that might surprise you. Clove tea may help reduce tension headaches. These are the headaches that come from muscle tightness around the neck and scalp, often related to stress, poor posture, or poor sleep. The mild analgesic effect of eugenol, combined with its ability to improve blood circulation, can help ease these symptoms naturally. Some of my patients even soak a towel in warm clove tea and apply it to the back of the neck during headaches. It's a simple but effective home remedy. In closing, I want you to think about stress not as something you have to endure, but as something you can work with. Your body has a natural rhythm, and when supported with the right habits, it knows how to return to balance. Clove tea is one of those gentle supports. It won't erase life's challenges, but it can help you meet them with more clarity, more calm, and a stronger, steadier heart. So, if you've been feeling anxious, restless, or mentally foggy, don't rush to the pharmacy right away. Instead, turn to your kitchen. Let the aroma of clove fill your home. Let its warmth wrap around your nerves like a soft blanket. And with each cup, remind yourself, peace is not something far away. It's something we create, sip by sip, with every mindful breath. As the years go by, our bodies speak to us more often, sometimes in whispers, other times in aches. Joint stiffness when you wake up, a dull pain in the knees after climbing stairs, that constant ache in your lower back that no massage can quite fix. For many people over 50, this is the reality of chronic inflammation. Unlike the sharp, sudden pain of an injury, chronic inflammation is slow, steady, and wears you down over time. The good news is, nature has given us powerful tools to soothe this internal fire, and one of the most effective among them is clove tea. Let's first understand what inflammation really is. When you cut your finger or twist your ankle, inflammation is part of the healing process. Your body sends blood and immune cells to the area to repair the damage. But when inflammation becomes chronic, triggered by poor diet, stress, pollution, aging, or disease, it no longer helps. Instead, it begins to damage tissues, joints, and organs. This is the kind of inflammation that causes arthritis, chronic pain, high blood pressure, and even degenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. For seniors especially, keeping inflammation under control is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Clove tea offers a gentle yet powerful solution. The key lies again in eugenol, which is recognized in both traditional and modern medicine as a natural anti-inflammatory agent. Eugenol works by inhibiting certain enzymes, specifically COX-2, that are involved in the production of inflammatory compounds. These are the same enzymes targeted by pharmaceutical anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen. But unlike synthetic drugs, clove tea doesn't upset the stomach, raise your blood pressure, or cause dependency. It works in harmony with your body's systems. I remember Mr. Kwong, a retired tailor in his 70s, who came to me with painful swelling in his fingers and knees. Sewing had been his life, but arthritis was slowly robbing him of the joy of using his hands. We started him on a daily clove tea routine, 1 cup after breakfast and 1 in the late afternoon. We also suggested adding turmeric and black pepper to his diet to enhance anti-inflammatory synergy. Within 2 months, he returned with tears in his eyes. "Doctor, I can sew again." The swelling hadn't disappeared entirely, but the pain had reduced enough for him to return to what he loved. What makes clove tea special is that it doesn't just dull the pain, it addresses the root of inflammation. In addition to eugenol, clove contains flavonoids, vitamin E, and other antioxidants that neutralize free radicals, the unstable molecules that cause tissue breakdown and chronic illness. These antioxidants protect your cells, your joints, your organs, They slow down the aging process at the cellular level and help keep your body in balance. For those suffering from rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, or gout, clove tea can be a helpful daily ritual. It won't replace your medication, but it may reduce the need for it or prevent the dose from increasing. I've seen patients who once needed painkillers every day start skipping doses naturally after a few weeks of consistent clove use. That's the beauty of gentle healing. It empowers your body to restore itself. Now let's talk about another common issue: back pain and muscle stiffness. Whether it's from long hours of sitting, old injuries, or just age, back pain can be debilitating. The anti-inflammatory and mild analgesic properties of clove can ease this pain from the inside. In addition to drinking clove tea, you can also use it topically. Soak a clean cloth in warm clove tea, wring it out, and place it over the painful area for 15 to 20 minutes. The warmth and the herbal compounds will penetrate gently and provide soothing relief. If you're someone dealing with menstrual pain, clove tea may also be of help. For women in their perimenopausal or menopausal years, cramps and body aches can become more intense and unpredictable. Clove tea not only reduces uterine inflammation but also helps relax muscle tension, which can make periods more manageable and less disruptive. There's also a lesser-known benefit: improved gut health. Chronic inflammation doesn't just show up in the joints, it often begins in the gut. Poor digestion, leaky gut syndrome, or mild IBS are all linked to inflammation. Clove tea supports gut healing by killing harmful bacteria, reducing intestinal irritation, and improving the strength of the digestive lining. This means fewer bloating episodes, more regular bowel movements, and less abdominal cramping. For best results, I recommend this simple clove tea recipe: 3 to 4 whole cloves, 1 cup of hot water. Let steep for 5 to 7 minutes. Optional. Add a pinch of turmeric or cinnamon for extra anti-inflammatory support. Drink this once or twice daily, especially after meals. If you're already taking medications like NSAIDs or steroids, speak with your doctor first before increasing your clove intake. While clove is natural, it's also powerful, and it may enhance the effects of certain drugs. As always, balance and moderation are the foundation of any sustainable health practice. What I love most about clove tea is that it doesn't require dramatic changes. You don't have to stop eating your favorite foods or start a new exercise routine. It's just a warm, fragrant cup, taken mindfully every day, that brings your body one step closer to peace. When you reduce inflammation, everything improves: your mood, your energy, your sleep, your mobility. Pain becomes softer, life becomes clearer. So if you've been living with aches you've come to accept as normal, I invite you to challenge that idea. What if your body could feel 5 years younger? What if your joints could move with less resistance? What if the fire inside you could finally be cooled? With clove tea, this transformation doesn't come in a sudden burst. It comes quietly, one sip at a time. There's something deeply unsettling about feeling feverish after the age of 50. What used to be a quick recovery now feels longer, more exhausting, and often accompanied by worry. A simple virus can keep you in bed for days, drain your energy, and take a toll on your body. That's because as we age, our immune system slows down, our body's inflammatory response takes longer to settle, and our natural resilience isn't what it once was. That's why prevention and faster recovery become more important than ever. And here's where clove tea quietly offers one of its most comforting gifts, helping the body recover quickly and safely from fevers, colds, and seasonal viruses. Clove is what I call a heat-smart herb. It doesn't just bring warmth to the body, it knows how to regulate internal temperature. Its active compounds, especially eugenol, help reduce inflammation that causes fever, stimulate white blood cell activity to fight infection, and promote faster toxin clearance through sweat and urine. In traditional Vietnamese and Ayurvedic medicine, clove has long been used to treat flu-like symptoms, headaches, and chills by encouraging the body's own healing intelligence to rise and restore balance. Let's say you begin to feel that unmistakable heaviness in the body, the ache in your muscles, slight chills, and the sense that a fever is brewing. This is your body signaling that a virus may be taking hold. Drinking warm clove tea at the very onset can support your immune defense, ease discomfort, and in many cases, prevent the fever from escalating. The natural antimicrobial properties in clove help reduce viral load and fight off bacteria that often sneak in during a weakened state. I recall one of my longtime patients, Mr. Luke, a retired teacher in his late 60s. He had a history of slow recovery from fevers. Even a mild seasonal virus would leave him tired for over a week. One winter, we introduced clove tea into his daily routine, 1 cup in the morning, 1 in the evening. When he caught a mild flu that year, he followed my advice. Drank clove tea, rested, avoided processed food, and kept his body warm. His fever passed in 2 days, and his energy returned quickly. For the first time in years, he felt in control of his recovery. Let's explore how clove tea actually supports this process. First, its antipyretic properties help regulate body heat. It doesn't force the temperature down like pharmaceuticals do, but encourages the body to self-regulate, allowing mild fevers to do their job, which is to fight infection, while preventing them from becoming dangerous or overwhelming. This makes it ideal for older adults, whose bodies are more sensitive to fluctuations in temperature. Second, clove tea is rich in immune-supporting nutrients. It contains vitamin K, vitamin E, and trace minerals like manganese and magnesium, all of which play a role in cellular repair, detoxification, and fighting oxidative stress. During a viral infection, your body produces more free radicals, which contribute to fatigue, inflammation, and tissue damage. The antioxidants in clove neutralize these radicals, helping your cells recover faster and reducing post-illness fatigue. Third, clove tea supports respiratory and digestive comfort during illness. When you're sick, your lungs may feel heavy, your nose congested, or your stomach unsettled. Clove acts as a mild expectorant, helping clear mucus, and also soothes the throat with its warming, slightly numbing effect. On the digestive side, it stimulates the flow of bile and gastric enzymes, allowing you to absorb more nutrients from the small meals you eat during recovery. And don't underestimate the emotional support that clove provides. The scent of clove tea, deep, earthy, familiar, has a grounding effect. It calms anxiety, encourages rest, and warms both the body and heart. During illness, this emotional warmth is just as important as physical comfort. When your mind is calm, your immune system performs better. That's not poetry, that's biology. Now, here's how to prepare fever recovery clove tea. 4 to 5 whole cloves. 1 small piece of cinnamon bark or ginger, optional. 1.5 cups of water. Boil for 5 to 7 minutes. Strain and sip slowly while still warm. Drink 2 to 3 cups per day during the onset of symptoms and while recovering. You can also use this tea as a warm compress. Soak a towel in the tea, wring it out, and apply it gently to the forehead or back of the neck to help ease tension and regulate body temperature. Another simple tip: during the first 2 days of fever or flu, avoid heavy foods, stay hydrated, and sip clove tea regularly. It keeps the immune system activated, supports detox through sweat and urine, and encourages faster release of internal heat. Now, I must add a word of caution. If your fever is high, above 39 degrees Celsius or 102.2 degrees Fahrenheit, or lasts longer than 48 to 72 hours, it's important to consult a doctor. Clove tea is a supportive remedy, not a replacement for medical care in serious cases. It works best when used at the right time with the right intention, early in the illness or as part of your recovery phase. For those recovering from post-viral fatigue, especially after the flu or similar infections, Clove tea helps restore vitality by reducing leftover inflammation, improving circulation, and gently energizing the body. Many older adults report that it shortens the dragging period after illness, the part where you're technically no longer sick but still feel weak and low. There's one more thing I'd like to mention. Clove tea can be used preventatively. If someone in your home is sick, drinking clove tea daily may reduce your chances of falling ill. Its antimicrobial action, combined with immune support, strengthens your natural defenses, creating a sort of internal barrier before the virus can settle in. So the next time you feel a fever coming on, or hear someone coughing nearby, don't just wait and hope it passes. Boil some water, add a few cloves, breathe in the steam, sip the warmth, and let your body know you're supporting it. With each cup, you're reminding your immune system, you're not alone. I've got your back. This is the power of natural healing, not loud, not fast, but steady and wise. Especially for us over 50, when every day of energy counts, every hour of sleep matters, and every natural habit can become the bridge between sickness and strength. In this stage of life, when the body doesn't bounce back as quickly and small illnesses can turn into bigger concerns, a strong immune system is your first and most important line of defense. Whether it's to fight seasonal colds, bacterial infections, or simply to feel more energetic day to day, keeping your immunity strong should be a daily priority, especially after 50. And while there are many ways to support the immune system, few are as simple, affordable, and effective as the quiet ritual of drinking clove tea. Clove may be small in size, but its immune-strengthening properties are surprisingly powerful. Its combination of antioxidants, essential oils, trace minerals, and natural compounds like Eugenol gives it the ability to not only boost your body's defenses, but also to regulate them. That's important, especially for older adults, because you don't want an immune system that's overreactive, which leads to inflammation and autoimmune problems, nor one that's underactive, which leaves you vulnerable to infection. You want balance, and clove tea helps create that balance. Let's start with the antioxidants. Clove is one of the most antioxidant-rich spices known to science. In fact, when measured by the ORAC scale, a standard for antioxidant capacity, clove ranks even higher than blueberries or garlic. These antioxidants neutralize free radicals, those unstable molecules that age your cells and weaken your immunity. When your cells are protected, your immune response is quicker, more accurate, and more efficient. That means fewer infections, shorter sick days, and less inflammation. Then there's Eugenol, the star compound in clove. It helps boost the production of white blood cells, especially neutrophils and lymphocytes, which are your body's soldiers against bacteria, viruses, and other invaders. Eugenol also acts as an antimicrobial itself, helping directly kill or inhibit the growth of pathogens in your body. Think of it like a natural shield, one that supports your body's own defenses while quietly battling germs behind the scenes. Another way clove helps your immunity is by supporting your detox organs, especially the liver and lymphatic system. Your liver plays a key role in filtering out toxins, excess hormones, and metabolic waste. If the liver is overloaded or sluggish, your immunity weakens. Clove tea gently stimulates liver enzymes that aid in detoxification. When your liver is working well, your immune system doesn't have to fight so hard, because the environment inside your body is already clean and balanced. I once had a patient, Ms. Hoa, in her early 60s, who was constantly catching colds. Even a change in weather would leave her sniffling and weak. She ate well and exercised lightly, but her energy was low, and her immune tests showed sluggish white blood cell activity. We introduced clove tea into her morning and evening routine, along with a few immune-supporting foods like garlic and fermented vegetables. After 2 months, she went through a cold season without getting sick once. She called it her protective ritual, a simple habit that gave her confidence and strength. Let's not forget how clove tea also supports gut health, which is intimately connected to immunity. About 70% of your immune system lives in the gut. A healthy gut produces the right balance of immune cells, keeps inflammation in check, and prevents harmful microbes from entering the bloodstream. Clove's antibacterial and antifungal properties help balance gut flora and reduce harmful bacteria like E. coli or Candida. And because clove stimulates digestive enzymes, it improves nutrient absorption, ensuring your immune cells get the vitamins and minerals they need to do their job well. If you often feel tired after meals, experience bloating, or have irregular bowel movements, these are subtle signs your digestive health, and possibly your immunity, isn't functioning optimally. Clove tea, taken once or twice a day, can help reset this balance. It doesn't act like a harsh laxative or antacid. Instead, it gently tones and supports your body's natural rhythm. Let's also talk about respiratory immunity. Clove helps clear mucus, soothe sore throats, and open sinuses. These are your body's first barriers against airborne viruses. When your sinuses are blocked or your throat is dry, viruses can enter more easily. By drinking clove tea, especially in the colder months, you strengthen your mucosal immunity, the thin protective layer that lines your nose, mouth, and lungs. Here's a simple daily immunity-boosting clove tea recipe. 3 to 4 whole cloves. 1 slice of fresh ginger, optional for added warmth. 1 teaspoon of raw honey, add after tea cools slightly. 1 cup of hot water. Steep for 7 to 10 minutes with a lid. Drink this every morning on an empty stomach or in the evening before sleep. For even more immune support, add a slice of lemon or a pinch of turmeric. Both work synergistically with clove to enhance immune response. Now, I know some might wonder, should I drink clove tea even when I'm not sick? My answer is a gentle but firm yes. That's when it works best, as a daily defense, not just a treatment. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't wait for a cavity. You do it every day to keep your mouth clean and strong. Clove tea offers the same principle, but for your internal health. Some of my patients combine clove tea with deep breathing, light stretching, or even prayer or meditation. It becomes a daily ritual of self-protection, not just against disease, but against fatigue, fear, and emotional drain. Especially as we grow older, rituals like these aren't just helpful. They're essential. To wrap up this section, let me offer this reflection. You don't have to wait to feel sick in order to take care of your health. You can build a fortress around your well-being today with small, consistent actions. And clove tea, humble as it seems, is one of the most powerful tools I know for keeping that fortress strong. Let each cup remind you, your body wants to heal, protect, and thrive. Give it what it needs and it will do the rest. Of all the conversations I have with patients, especially those over 50, there's one topic that always carries a heavy silence. Cancer. Whether it's fear of a diagnosis, uncertainty about prevention, or questions about lifestyle choices, cancer is a word that touches everyone. We all know someone who's faced it, and we all wonder quietly, is there anything I can do every day that might reduce my risk? Today, I want to explore that question with honesty and hope. And I want to show you how clove, a spice so small it fits on the tip of your finger, contains compounds that science is now beginning to recognize for their anti-cancer potential. Let's be clear from the beginning. Clove tea is not a cure for cancer. It is not a replacement for medical treatment, screenings, or professional care. But what it offers is daily support for your body's natural defense systems and a remarkable compound, Eugenol, that has shown promising effects against various types of cancer cells in laboratory studies. Over the past decade, several scientific papers have explored Eugenol's actions on human cancer cell lines. These studies have observed that Eugenol may help slow or stop the growth of certain cancer cells, including those from breast, lung, colon, and cervical cancers. How? through several natural mechanisms. Apoptosis. This is the body's way of telling unhealthy or mutated cells to die. Cancer cells often avoid this, allowing them to grow unchecked. Eugenol appears to reactivate this pathway, encouraging cancer cells to self-destruct. Cell cycle arrest. Eugenol may slow down the cycle that allows cancer cells to divide and multiply, effectively halting tumor growth. Anti-angiogenesis. Cancer tumors grow by creating new blood vessels to feed themselves. Eugenol may disrupt this process, cutting off the tumor's supply. Antimetastasis. Eugenol also shows signs of preventing cancer cells from spreading to other tissues in the body. These findings come from studies published in respected journals, like Biomed Research International, Oxidative Medicine and Cellular Longevity, and Cancer Cell International. The results are not theories, they are data. And while we still need more clinical trials in humans, the message is becoming clearer. Nature holds powerful weapons, and Clove is one of them. What makes Clove so special is that, unlike many pharmaceuticals, it's gentle on healthy cells. One of the challenges of cancer treatment is that it often harms healthy tissue while attacking the tumor. Eugenol, by contrast, has shown low toxicity toward normal cells, making it an exciting area of research for natural cancer support therapies. I once had a patient, Mr. Duck, a 65-year-old former smoker who was in remission from early-stage colon cancer. He was doing well after surgery, but emotionally he was fragile. He asked me, "Doctor, what can I do to stay clear?" We discussed nutrition, exercise, regular checkups, but also daily habits that support the body's terrain. Clove tea became part of his ritual, not because it was a miracle, but because it was a message to his body and his mind that healing continues every day. It's not just about cancer prevention, though. Clove tea supports the entire cellular environment. It reduces oxidative stress, clears chronic inflammation, improves liver detoxification, and balances hormones, all of which play roles in either feeding or preventing cancerous changes. For example, chronic inflammation is a known risk factor for multiple types of cancer. Clove's anti-inflammatory properties, which we discussed earlier, help quiet this dangerous internal state. Additionally, the liver plays a crucial role in clearing toxins, excess hormones, and metabolic byproducts that could otherwise contribute to cancer formation. Clove stimulates liver enzymes, supports bile flow, and assists the body's phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification pathways, which are essential for clearing carcinogens. That's a scientific way of saying, Clove helps your body take out the trash efficiently and safely. And let's not forget about gut health, which is increasingly being linked to both immunity and cancer risk. A balanced gut microbiome can regulate inflammation, synthesize protective compounds, and keep the immune system sharp. Clove tea's antibacterial and antifungal effects help prevent harmful overgrowth in the gut, while its warming nature aids digestion and absorption, especially important for seniors, whose digestive fire often weakens with age. If you want to incorporate clove tea into your cancer prevention lifestyle, here's what I recommend. 1 cup of clove tea daily, morning or evening, made with 3 to 4 whole cloves in 1 cup boiling water. Steep for 7 to 10 minutes. Optionally, add a few drops of lemon juice or turmeric for enhanced detox and antioxidant synergy. Remember, consistency matters. 1 cup won't change your life, but 1,000 cups over time might change your biology. And as with all natural remedies, the effect is cumulative. The body needs time, and it responds best to gentle daily care, not big dramatic gestures. You can also integrate clove tea into your cancer recovery support plan under guidance from your doctor. Many people use it alongside chemotherapy or radiation to reduce nausea, support digestion, and improve emotional calm. It can also help manage mouth sores and oral infections, which are common side effects of cancer treatments, thanks to clove's antiseptic and numbing properties. But more than anything, what clove tea offers is a sense of empowerment. A small act, performed daily, that reminds you that you're not helpless, that your body is not the enemy, that even in the face of fear, you can be proactive, intentional, and kind to yourself. So whether you're someone with a family history of cancer, someone in recovery, or someone simply wanting to age with strength and wisdom, don't underestimate the power of small rituals. In a world filled with uncertainty, let your teacup become a source of hope and a shield, because healing isn't always loud. Sometimes it's warm, sometimes it smells like clove, and sometimes it starts with a single mindful sip. Now that we've explored so many benefits of clove tea, relieving pain, calming the mind, supporting immunity, even offering anti-cancer potential, you might be thinking, all right, doctor, I'm convinced, but how exactly should I make it? What's the proper way to prepare clove tea so that I get the full benefits without risking overuse or losing its healing properties? That's an excellent question, and one I want to answer clearly, simply, and practically in today's section. Clove, like all powerful herbs, works best when used with respect and precision. Too little and you may not feel the effects. Too much and your body may react with discomfort. So let's talk about how to prepare clove tea for daily use, what variations are safe, and how to adjust it for your own health needs. Let's begin with the classic daily clove tea recipe, the foundation. Ingredients: 3 to 4 whole cloves, or 1/2 teaspoon ground clove, if you don't have whole ones. 1 cup of clean filtered water. Optional: small slice of fresh ginger or cinnamon stick for added warmth and flavor. Preparation: bring the water to a gentle boil. Add the cloves and ginger or cinnamon if desired. Cover the pot and let it simmer gently for 5 to 7 minutes. Remove from heat and let it steep for another 2 minutes. Strain into a cup. Optional: once the tea cools slightly, you may add 1/2 teaspoon of raw honey or a few drops of lemon juice, especially if you're drinking it to soothe the throat or support detox. Drink it warm, ideally on an empty stomach in the morning or between meals. If you're using it to improve sleep or calm stress, 1 cup about an hour before bed works beautifully. Now let's address some common variations and use cases. For digestion and bloating, add a few fennel seeds or a slice of ginger to the clove tea. This supports your stomach's enzyme production and reduces gas. Drink after meals if you often feel heavy or bloated. For immunity or cold prevention, add lemon peel and a pinch of turmeric to your tea. This boosts its antiviral and anti-inflammatory effects. Drink 1 cup in the morning and another in the evening when flu is going around. For sore throat or cough, use slightly more cloves, around 5, and include a teaspoon of raw honey after the tea has cooled a bit. Never mix honey into boiling liquid, as it kills its beneficial enzymes. Sip slowly, letting the tea coat your throat. For pain relief, joints, or toothaches, steep a stronger cup by using 5 cloves and let it sit for a full 10 minutes. You can also use this tea as a mouth rinse if you're dealing with gum pain or dental discomfort. For skin care or fungal relief, after brewing your tea, save the clove pulp. Mash it gently and mix with a bit of aloe vera gel or yogurt. Apply to affected skin areas for 10 to 15 minutes, then rinse. You can also use cooled clove tea as a gentle face toner or foot soak for fungal issues. Now let's talk about frequency and dosage, an area that deserves careful attention. For most people, 1 to 2 cups of clove tea per day is enough. This amount provides therapeutic benefits without overloading your system with eugenol. Drinking more than 3 cups per day for extended periods is not recommended without supervision, especially for individuals with liver conditions, blood clotting issues, or those on medications like blood thinners. I often remind my patients, natural does not mean harmless. It means powerful, but best used wisely. Your liver, kidneys, and digestion will thank you for moderation. Remember, healing is not a race, it's a rhythm. Here are a few safety tips to keep in mind. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, limit clove tea to an occasional cup and consult your healthcare provider. If you're taking medications for diabetes or blood pressure, monitor closely, as clove can gently enhance their effects. If you experience any symptoms like nausea, dizziness, or mouth irritation, reduce the quantity or frequency of use. Also, some people ask whether they can make larger batches of clove tea and store them. Yes, you can prepare enough for the day, 2 to 3 cups, store it in a thermos or glass container, and sip throughout the day. Just don't store it for more than 24 hours, as the flavor and potency may degrade. A bonus tip I often share with my older patients: pair your clove tea with a 5-minute mindfulness ritual. While the tea steeps, sit quietly, breathe deeply, smell the aroma, let the steam rise into your face. You're not just nourishing your body, you're calming your mind, setting the tone for healing. And what about people who don't like the strong, spicy flavor? You can dilute the tea slightly by adding more water or mixing it with mild herbal teas like chamomile or lemongrass. You'll still receive many of the benefits without the intensity of the spice. In Vietnamese tradition, we often say, Cham chut and hung du no la cham soc ca quoc doi. It means that caring for the small things is a way of caring for your entire life. Preparing a proper cup of clove tea might seem like a small act, but it becomes a daily vote for your health, your clarity, your longevity. So now you know clove tea is more than a trend. It's a timeless remedy, backed by science and tradition, and made effective by consistency and care. Whether you seek energy, pain relief, better digestion, or a stronger immune system, it all begins with one well-made cup. Clove tea, as we've seen, is one of nature's most powerful remedies. It supports your heart, boosts immunity, soothes pain, aids digestion, and even shows promise in cancer prevention. But as with all potent natural remedies, there's a fine line between healing and harm. And that line is often crossed not by bad intention, but by lack of knowledge. In this part, I want to gently but firmly guide you through one of the most important truths. When it comes to clove tea, the wrong dose, taken over time, can hurt your liver, kidneys, and overall health. Let's begin with the key compound again, eugenol. This is the reason clove is so effective. But eugenol, while incredibly beneficial in the right amount, can become toxic when consumed in excessive doses or concentrated form over time. It's what we call a dose-dependent compound. Like fire, it can warm your home or burn it down. Your liver is the first organ affected by eugenol overdose. The liver's job is to filter toxins, process medications, and manage hormone balance. But when overloaded, whether by alcohol, synthetic drugs, or strong herbs, it begins to show signs of stress. Fatigue, abdominal discomfort, dark urine, poor appetite, or even changes in skin color. Studies in animal models have shown that extremely high doses of eugenol can cause cellular damage to liver tissue. This isn't something that happens after one strong cup, but rather from long-term overuse or from consuming concentrated clove oil without guidance. Your kidneys, too, can become affected. These organs help flush out metabolic waste and regulate blood pressure. In some rare cases, high levels of eugenol have been shown to interfere with renal detoxification, leading to inflammation or strain. This is especially true for individuals already on multiple medications or those with pre-existing kidney conditions. I remember one patient, Mr. Tan, who had read about clove tea online and decided to take matters into his own hands. Without guidance, he began drinking 5 cups per day, using large amounts of ground clove, thinking more means better. After 6 weeks, he came to me feeling weak, nauseated, and yellow around the eyes. Blood tests showed elevated liver enzymes. We stopped the clove immediately, supported him with detox herbs and hydration, and thankfully he recovered. But it was a powerful lesson for him and for others in my care. So how much is too much? For a healthy adult, 1 to 2 cups of clove tea per day is considered safe and effective. Each cup should be made with 3 to 4 whole cloves, or no more than 1/2 teaspoon of ground clove. Do not exceed 3 cups per day, especially if used daily for weeks. Never consume clove essential oil internally unless under strict medical supervision. It is highly concentrated and can cause severe toxicity. Here's where many people go wrong. They treat herbal remedies like medication, thinking a quick fix comes from a stronger dose. But herbal medicine works differently. It supports your body's intelligence over time. Its strength lies in gentle repetition, not in heavy intensity. Let's also talk about the combination of clove tea with other herbs or medications. Clove naturally thins the blood slightly. That's one of the ways it improves circulation and heart health. But if you are already on blood thinners, such as aspirin or warfarin, combining them with clove tea may increase the risk of bruising or internal bleeding. If you are scheduled for surgery or dental work, it's best to pause clove tea a few days before the procedure to avoid complications. For people with liver disease, hepatitis, or a history of alcohol-related liver problems, clove tea should be used with even greater caution. 1 cup per day may still be helpful, but only under medical guidance. Also, be aware of allergic reactions, although rare. A small number of people may experience skin rashes, mouth irritation, or stomach upset after consuming clove in tea or food. Always start with a small amount, especially if it's your first time using clove in this way, and observe how your body responds. Now, let me be clear. The intention here is not to scare you away from clove tea. Quite the opposite. I want you to continue enjoying its many benefits, but with the same care you would give any powerful tool. Just as you wouldn't take 2 doses of prescription medicine in one go, you shouldn't overdo natural remedies either, no matter how gentle they may seem. This is especially important for people over 50, because the body's ability to detoxify naturally slows with age. What your liver could handle at May 25th become overwhelming at 65, especially if you take daily medications or have chronic conditions. Let's look at this with wisdom. Would you eat an entire bulb of garlic in one sitting? Would you swallow 10 spoonfuls of cinnamon in one day? Probably not. And yet, these are also healing herbs like clove. When respected, they serve us well. When misused, they overwhelm the very organs we're trying to protect. If you've already been drinking clove tea and feel well, wonderful. Continue your habit with mindfulness and moderation. If you've been taking high doses or mixing it with clove oil or capsules, it may be wise to pause, reassess, and consult your physician. And remember this, even the best medicine becomes harmful when taken beyond what the body can process. Let each sip of your tea be a quiet reminder that health is not about doing more. It's about doing what's right, balanced, and consistent. With clove tea, you don't need to chase miracles. You just need to trust in the small, daily act of caring for your body with wisdom. In our final part, we'll tie everything together. How to integrate this knowledge into your life with simplicity, safety, and lasting benefit. We've arrived at the final chapter of this journey, and if you've made it here, I know one thing for sure. You care deeply about your health, your future, and the quality of your daily life. And that's the exact mindset needed to turn something simple, like clove tea, into something deeply transformative. Because at this point, you don't just know that clove tea is good for you. You understand why, how, and when to use it. And now, it's time to talk about how to integrate this powerful habit into your life with safety, consistency, and care, so that it becomes more than just a temporary trend, but a lifelong companion in your wellness journey. Clove tea is not about doing something new for a few days and then forgetting it. It's about building a ritual, a moment each day that aligns your body, mind, and intention toward healing. Whether you drink it in the morning to start fresh, or in the evening to unwind and reflect, that small cup can anchor your day. Think of it as a warm conversation with your body. I see you. I value you. Let's stay strong together. But to gain lasting results, you must use clove tea intentionally and with moderation. 1 to 2 cups per day is the sweet spot for most healthy adults. Make it part of your morning and nighttime routine, perhaps paired with gentle stretching, meditation, or journaling. If you forget to drink it occasionally, that's all right. What matters is long-term consistency, not perfection. I've seen patients who were skeptical at first, people dealing with fatigue, inflammation, digestive problems, or even early signs of cognitive decline. And slowly, with regular clove tea use and small lifestyle changes, they began to regain strength, clarity, and calm. Not overnight, but gradually, like a seed growing into a tree. And that's what I want for you. A quiet transformation that builds and strengthens you from the inside out. Here's a simple 3-step framework to follow going forward. Start with 1 cup per day. Observe how your body responds: energy levels, digestion, sleep, skin, mood. After a week, if all feels good, you may increase to 2 cups, morning and evening. Pair it with intention. Don't just sip and rush. Sit down, breathe, let the warmth reach your chest. This is as much emotional medicine as it is physical. Respect your body's signals. If you're feeling extra sensitive, dealing with chronic illness, or taking medications, listen to your body and consult a healthcare professional. The goal is harmony, not pressure. Also, feel free to rotate or pair clove tea with other gentle herbs. Ginger, turmeric, cinnamon, chamomile, and lemongrass all work beautifully with clove. You don't have to drink it alone every day. Make it enjoyable, something you look forward to, not something you feel obligated to do. I want to remind you, especially as someone over 50, your health doesn't have to decline. Aging is not a sentence. It's a transition, one that can be graceful, empowered, and even joyful when approached with knowledge and care. You are not too late. You are not too old. Your body still listens. It still responds to kindness. If there's one message I hope you carry forward, it's this: real transformation begins with small, daily choices. A single cup of clove tea might seem too modest to matter, but over time, it becomes a habit that supports every system in your body, gently reducing inflammation, enhancing focus, easing pain, and strengthening your defense against disease. Don't let this knowledge sit unused. Don't let it become another interesting thing you heard once and forgot. Let it become action. Start today. Start simple. Start with 1 small cup, and let that cup become your quiet revolution. Because in the end, it's not about doing everything. It's about doing the right thing, consistently, mindfully, and with care. Let clove tea be that right thing for you. As we reach the end of this journey, I want to thank you for walking with me through the world of clove tea, a humble spice that carries centuries of healing wisdom and surprising scientific validation. We've explored how just 1 warm cup a day can support digestion, soothe pain, calm the mind, boost immunity, and even play a role in protecting your body against serious illness. For those of us over 50, it's easy to feel like our options are limited, like aging means less energy, more discomfort, and fewer tools. But the truth is, nature still has so much to offer, if we take the time to understand and use it wisely. Clove tea is not a quick fix or a miracle cure. It's a small, consistent act of self-care that reminds your body daily: you are supported, you are protected, and you are still capable of thriving. By making clove tea part of your routine, just 1 or 2 cups a day, you're investing in long-term balance, strength, and resilience. It's a gentle ritual, yet the impact can be profound. So here's my final message to you. Don't underestimate what a simple habit can do over time. You don't need fancy supplements or drastic diets. Sometimes, healing begins with something as modest as a few cloves, steeped in warm water, held in your hands with intention. Choose health, choose balance, and let each sip of clove tea be a quiet act of strength. for your body, your mind, and your years ahead.